Everybody doing today? Bam, boom. All right, so today I thought I would do a live stream. No, a request stream. I mean, technically also a live stream, but it's a little weird to say that while I'm on it. Like, you guys know. Okay, anyway. We're going to do a Magic 8 Ball live stream. This is a joke that I drew last night. You guys see that? So the polar bear says, I'm going to need backup. This guy seems like a flight risk. And then on the radio they say, Roger that. But it's just a penguin. Oh, crap. Oh, I dropped this pencil last night before I went to bed. I broke the lead inside. This penguin's like, what do you mean, flight? What do you mean? And he's handcuffed, but like not well. Okay, we're going to draw some other stuff. It's a request stream today. So I had something I was going to draw, but now I can't remember. That's usually for a request stream. I start, and then the next person. Anyway, yeah, let's start something. Let's do, I think I'll do one of those like solar punk machines that I do sometimes. Sorry if it's shaky. Okay, yeah, we'll bust this out. Some new paper. This was the drawing yesterday. So that was fun. That wasn't a request though. So today we're doing requests. Sorry, let me just, these colored pencils are all over the place. All right. Yeah, so this was yesterday's stream. We drew like a planet with the butterflies ecosystem. And today we're doing requests. Let me see. And where's the joke? I wrote this joke last night. It's a flightless bird, but he says it's a flight risk. Because jokes are always really good when you have to explain them. Anyway. All right, so I am just going to start drawing something. I was thinking about like one of those. I draw these like weird solar punk machines that are just like science fiction machines. But if somebody has a request, let me know. We'll draw that. Because it's a request. It's a request stream day after all. What I really like to do, and I don't, this like came out of nowhere, is inside these like sci-fi like little machinelets. I started doing tardigrades as like the pilots and stuff. And I really like it, but it's also so silly to me. What do their mouths look like? Oh, yeah. Tardigrades are crazy. I didn't know they walk around like bears. That's how they look when through the magnifying glass. I looked them up to see. I like to look up any animal I draw, big or small. I like to look up a video of it if I can, because I find that just helps me draw it so much better. And like if I do just still photos, it really messes me up. So I like to do video, and I learned this because I was trying to draw crows like years ago, and I was really messing. I couldn't do it, and finally I found a video of a man just feeding crows for like 20 minutes, and there was like 15 or 20 like crows that kept showing up. And I watched the video because I was like desperate for more reference, because I looked at every regular picture and it just had not been working. Hey Plorb, welcome. And then the video did work. I have Teenage Dirtbag stuck in my head. You guys know the song? Plorb, you know the song Teenage Dirtbag? I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. That one. Okay, I'm going to put some crystals coming out the side here like this. Boom. So let's make that the top of a crystal. Yeah, we'll have it be like flat there. There we go. And that's a straight line. Sometimes you just like when I'm drawing stuff in 3D space before I've like figured everything out, I do two things. One is like I just trust that I know what I'm doing, like that it's going to end up where it's supposed to end up. Hey, Ugbug. Ugbug, good name. And the other thing I do is remember that you can always erase. Erasing is key. Like, don't. I used to get really like weird and nervous. I had been told so many things. I'd been told like, oh, you should really draw in pen because like you can't erase and that'll make you a better artist. And I'd been told like all sorts of shit like that. Pardon my English, but like I feel like especially artists, wait, that's not true. But I feel like a lot of artists get told and taught like all sorts of weird stuff that's just like unrealistic beauty standards, but for art. Like like I heard, oh, you shouldn't use a reference. That's an insane thing to say. Like, of course you should use a reference. But I've heard everything. It's a weird it's a weird attitude some people have about artists and like what they're allowed and not allowed to do. And I think some of it comes from like, oh, you really shouldn't like copy other people's work. Right? That's a smart thing. You should not copy other people's work. Um, but then people will be like, you should never ever copy anyone's work for anything. And it's like, well, no, when you're learning, it's okay to copy people's work as long as you don't try to say it's yours, right? Stuff like that. But then people will take that, right? Like no tracing, right? I think that's a valid thing if you're saying no tracing other people's. Now that's also true, right? I would say that while that is true, it's not always part of the same conversation, right? Like, I think if you're trying to make a living on art, then like whether it's good in that sense might not make as much of a difference. But I don't think I think you should take that into consideration for sure, because if you're not enjoying making it, like maybe you shouldn't be trying to sell it as a living. And also, you shouldn't prioritize. So for a long time, I worked as a graphic designer and like I did stuff like I sold t-shirts and I sold some canvases on the side to make ends meet. And for a long time, I chased what I thought would be popular in art because that's what I had been taught to do in my graphic design career was like you do what people want, right? And if people want it, they'll buy it and they'll take it, and like that's good. Like when I was making labels and all sorts of stuff. Okay, yeah, let me look. Bloons, BAD from Bloons. Yeah, let's put that in. And all sorts of stuff. And it was like B.A.D. dot oh. And so then I took that forward into art and I was like, oh, I really need to make things that people want. The art I should make um, should be like stuff that will sell. Like that's what I tried to push towards is stuff that will sell. And because of that, my art was a little soulless. Okay. Is it? Oh, what? Hang on. This is weird. Okay, it's this guy. And because my art is soulless, then people didn't want to buy it. And so like it had turned out that it turned out to be true anyway, that if I wasn't enjoying making it, it wasn't, but like it wasn't really art because it was this commercialized like push to try to, and I don't know, that's product, right? And art can be product and product can be art, but that was something, maybe it was still art, but it was soulless. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do him. This is a BAD from TD6, which is a game, I think. It's funny because now I draw all sorts of these guys that I like, I just don't know like the source, but it's great. Sometimes I get to go learn the source, and sometimes uh, I drew this big, so my spiral, I have to turn it. I can do spirals best up and down like this. Okay, yeah, he gets smaller as he moves back, so like right around there. And then he has the, oh, I'll go even a little bit further. And then he has the triple, what looks like jet engines, triple turbine. So that's going to be like here with a wing. Here, turbine one. And then here, turbine two. Ooh, and then we don't have to deal with turbine three because it's in the back. That's nice. That's a surprise. It's a nice surprise. I love when something is hidden behind a character and you don't have to draw them. Like not everything. Sometimes I want to draw something, but a lot of the time I'm like, I don't want to draw that. And then it turns out like I didn't have to. It was secreted. It was secreted behind a character. Okay, I just found. Oh no, okay. I thought I found another photo that showed he had wings on the back here, but I don't think he does. Like a hand. Yeah, that's a great. Like I'm getting better and better at hands. I draw a couple of hands every single day now because I want to get better at them. But oh my God, hands suck. And yeah, I think every artist is gonna know like, oh no, their hand was in their pocket for reasons. Okay. I'm just trying to, the wings are a little bit weird because of my where I put us in the picture. So actually, now that I'm looking at that, so we're looking at him from a little below him. Like this is about our straightforward point, and then it moves up. So even this one, we'd see a little bit of underneath the wing. Okay, and so this one we'd see a little bit more of underneath the wing. Okay, something like that. Man, the trains are like, I don't know if it's like certain time of year or whatever, but sometimes the trains are just going, and they're just going today. They're like all over the place, or it's just really loud. They're just ramming their whistles. Oh, weird thing about train whistles is they are a discordant chord. And because of that, and this is why they were chosen, they were specifically made this way. They travel really far, like, and we can hear them from really far away. And it's just like the way the shape of the sound wave makes them. Oh, I thought this was like kind of attached like with a thing, but I'm seeing it kind of looks like it's just stuck on there. I think I should have done it a little lower. We're just going to do this. Okay, I don't see a mouth on this guy. Is that right? We have a nose cone. And then we have like a stripe, sometimes a piece of metal. Let me give him a stripe. And then we have evil eye. I'm a bad guy. That's what this eye says to me. I'm I'm a bad guy. He has a scar. And now I'm editorializing. He has a scar from a lightning bolt when he was struck by lightning when he had to go through a storm because something something villain origin story. Oh yeah, he's got he's got these guys. Okay, I was afraid that I'd like messed up the shape a lot. And usually when you draw these like lines that follow like these what are these called, contour lines, it's like really easy to see like, you messed up the shape. And I did. I messed it up right here on the bottom, but the rest was very good. So that's nice. Is he a jet blimp? That's pretty. That's what I would guess. Man, I forgot what I was talking about. We had a we had a baseball field in the back of my high school. And like it didn't, I think sometimes we played like kickball there, and sometimes we played like, I'm sure we played by like softball or wiffle ball and stuff, like, on like free-ish gym classes. And I think this was a little high. I think basically I gave this wing a little too much like foreshortening, perspective, one of those. It's still a little off. Or is it this one that's off? Maybe it's not off. It feels off to me. Like I've done something off here, but I can't put my finger on it. I'm just gonna redo it real quick. Because I think what I would do is like this and then just like here. Is that where it was? I don't know. That feels more right though. Oh, you know what? This one too. Okay, okay. I think they were both a little off in different directions and it was making it look really odd to my eye. But I wasn't able to put my like finger on it. Because sometimes when I'm in that sketch mode, it's like hard to think about this other stuff. I just want to get the basic shape out. But here, that feels really right. I just needed to come back and do an extra bit of work. Okay. Hey, Larry, get the gaming platypus. It's like there's a platypus, right? I don't remember what platypus look like, but it's like a platypus. He's got the webbed feet, I think. And like cartoon platypus. He's got a little fringe, not a fringe, a cowlick, because he's a cool dude. He's not too serious, you know. It's like platypus. I don't. Does he have like a beaver tail or something? I don't know what platypuses look like. Um, and you're like, oh my god, platypus. And then all of a sudden he's holding a 360 controller. And you're like, Larry the gaming platypus. That's, you guys get it. You guys get it. Larry the gaming platypus. I thought he was just a platypus, but now I know. What is that? Phineas and Ferb? Phineas and Ferb? Anybody? Also, uh, if you know, let me know if platypuses have beaver tails, because I do not know where that idea came from, if it's not true. Okay, I have aphantasia, right? So when I imagine something, it's there's no visual. Like I do not see in my mind's eye. Like I thought mind's eye was a weird way to phrase thinking because I my brain does not envision anything at all. I do dream in vision. This is a brain if I didn't do a good job. Brain. And that's a blindfold because I don't see. Anyway, we're drawing this guy. Let's get him some purple and purple and purple. And this is purple, right? No, it's brown. This is black. Anyway, here I am to save the day. Was that Mighty Mouse, I think. This is violet blue. Yeah, that's purpley. Wait, is this also violet blue? This is violet violet. Okay, that's really good. We need violet violet. And what's this? This is another black. This is both my blacks. Okay. Ooh, they're small. There's like a red that looks like a red, but is actually a purple. I need that guy. It's called like mulberry or something. Oh, here it is, mulberry. I think is this it? Yeah, mulberry. But there we go. And then we need it. It says pink, but we don't really need that. Okay. What does this guy look like? He has like darker purple circle. True. So we'll do those in mulberry. Mulberry, mulberry, mulberry. Okay. Actually, should we do everything else in mulberry? Because he's kind of a red purple. And the darker ones we'll do in violet. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. So we're doing everything. Does he have white? Yeah, okay. We won't paint those. Everything gets a blue. I mean, Jesus, a mulberry. A quick coat. I talk about colored pencils as if they're as if it's paint. And I don't know why. I didn't do a lot of painting before I started working colored pencil. You know, I did a lot of like digital, and I did talk about digital stuff in like because I did a lot of digital that I pushed towards being like an accurate representation of watercolor. So it was digital. Everything was digital, but I like had created brushes and even bought some brushes and stuff like that that would make it seem and act like just like watercolor. And my thought process there was like if I do digital as watercolor, then if I decide to move away from digital, I will have this skill in watercolor. Or if like it didn't work out. Oh, yeah. Do I say that? I might say that. Sometimes I have no idea what my mouth is saying. But I definitely say run through like a set of examples. So I do say it as a phrase. A layer. A layer is good. I should say that more. I have an old phone that I use as like a I'm gonna do these guys also in this. Wait, is this blue violet? I wanted violet violet. All right. Uh that I use just like to, well, especially like when I'm on stream and stuff, I can use another phone because we have this phone. Or yeah, we started using it just because of that. So we could like have it. Like sometimes Oddfun and I will do a live stream together. Dear Lord. Yeah, we'll see if somebody else does a recommendation, and then probably. Did you see Larry the gaming platypus? He's here. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I have this old phone. This guy. It's just like an old. I inherited it from some brother or something. And okay, I can't check. Oh, actually, I might be able to check the Discord because I have the phone out. Let me see. I was just saying that's part of the reason I have this phone. This is pretty good. I don't really know what this guy looks like or where he's from, so I just looked up a reference. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so this old phone. So I lost it. We moved and I could not find this old phone. And I was like, okay, I just like it got dropped in the move, like a couple of things. Every time I've moved, I've lost something. Like it's a common people have this experience also. I don't think it's just me. One time I went back like years later and it was just there. It was like in the place I had moved out of. And like I had a friend who had moved in like later, like other people, there'd been other tenants and everything. And they invited me over and I was like, oh my God, I used to live here. And then I was like, wait, that's the thing I lost. It was just like a folding chair. All right, I'm gonna give him a little lightning, pop, pop, pop. Oh, nice. Um, anyway, I found it. This phone, the sample phone, the reference phone. Oh, I have an embarrassing story to tell everybody. It's embarrassing about you. No, it's me. It's me. That was a dumb joke. And I did not know the password. And I was so mad because I'm like, why didn't I just make the password to my dang phone? Like my regular phone. And I don't know why I didn't do that, but I still not did that. I did eventually remember it. But oof. All right. Let's see if I can get on Discord on this thing. I definitely want to do ink on. Is this it? Oh, this is. No. Okay, this is that old drawing I did that I was talking about, and there's like tardigrades in here. I didn't realize I had an example of this. Come on, Discord. Do I have Discord on here? I do. Oh, I think this was an early in the stream, but I have this dumb joke. This dumb joke I drew last night while Discord loads up. Oh crap. I don't know my password, guys. Hang on, one more try. One more second. I'm gonna see if this works. Dang. Oh, hang on. I can log in with passkey. I can do that. I should be able to do that. Okay. So okay, I think I have it. I think I have it. Okay, so I was at a craft fair, right? We were getting the craft fair, and um, it was dinner time. We were there for quite a while. It was a late one. We did one that was like super late, and so it was like 8 o'clock, and we got these burgers, and they were like, damn it, it didn't work. Um, yeah, I don't think I can sign into Discord. I'm just gonna have to. I think I might be able to look at your profile picture.
Today, a student taught me something and
Okay, short, calm down. Let's see. Okay, went to okay. There was a food court outside, so we go to the food court and we find this good place, and it's like Indian food. Love Indian food. Go to channel. Okay. So, okay, I see it. I see it. Oh, I never had to go to Discord. I could just type in whatever this thing is. Anyway, so we go outside, we get the food, Indian food, and it's really delicious. Oh, I was looking for this. I really like this. I'm going to ink this later. Uh, we get the Indian food. It's really delicious, and we end up really liking it. So we go back in and we ask them. We go out back out later when it's time to close up, and we ask them like, "Oh, hey!" Like we're talking to them, and I'm really excited. I want to get more of this food, like at a different time. Like if, I want to know if they have a restaurant, and so I try to ask, "Do you have like a regular restaurant?" But instead, what I say is, "Do you have any regular sandwiches?" Like instead of Indian food. And it was so like I didn't mean anything by it, but it was so embarrassing that I just like froze up, and I was like, I mean like brick and mortar. And thank God my wife was there, Oddfoot was there, and she was like, he means do you have a regular store? Before I even stuttered out brick and mortar, she was like, he means do you have a regular restaurant? Like she knew exactly what I meant. But oh my God, what an embarrassing, stupid thing to say. Okay, let's draw this character. Uh, Big Eye McGee. Is that his name? I think so. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's Big Eye McGee. Oh, look. We have this guy. Psh. Sometimes when you're doing design, you need a little guy who's gonna be fine. Okay, it is a very slightly off center in the picture that you showed me. Um, I'm gonna keep with that because I think it's funny. Ah, Stormwatcher from Travel Cloud. I see, I see. Why pencil? I have another one. It was all right. It was all right. I had another one. I had another one. Oh yeah, we got to make sure we get the. Let's get the. I think these are highlights, specular highlights. Like, make sure we get these specular highlights in. We don't want to lose it when we start coloring stuff. Because it's the worst to have to go back and like erase what you've done that you like just to put in specular highlights for an eye, for simple stuff like an eye. If you're going to do it for big stuff, that's totally fine. Like if I'm going to make the jar have a shine to it, I'm just going to draw the whole jar before I like regular, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to just like either use white on top or do a little race. A Blorb made it. That's nice. This is nice. Like you guys in the Discord, man, posting your pictures and stuff, they're great. Like some of them, it's you can see that like you're new or you're just starting or like you're not comfortable with that stuff, but you all show like good. You all look good. Like your work all looks good, and it's really cool to see. Like I love. Okay, like so when I started doing illustrating, I cannot find the pencil sharpener, so I have to use a loud one. When I started doing illustrating, I joined a server just like of somebody like random invited me. Don't join random invited servers, but somebody random invited me to a server, and I was like, "Oh, bet I'll join this server." I had like been in them in a different server. It was about like card games and stuff. I used to play a lot of Magic the Gathering, but not for years and years and years. But sometimes I still think like, "Oh, maybe I'll play Magic the Gathering," and then I join some groups and I talk about it and I look at the cards and I look at how much expensive it is and I look at how the game is now and I go, oh no, I'm not going to do that. But I really always want to. It used to be a great game. Hey, lovely girl Jax. Welcome, welcome. Jax is a cool name. One of those like classically cool names like Cyrus or that's the only other one I can think of right now. Anyway, I joined one of these servers and I started posting some of my drawings just every once in a while. And I posted one, and it had been like somebody had suggested, like, oh, maybe you could draw that. That'd be cool. And like I never ask for recommendations, but I had recently. I was like, I need something to draw. If anybody has a request, I'll do it. And somebody said like a bear wearing a hat. So then I drew a bear in a Viking hat, a Viking helmet. And it was so well received by my friends in real life and my friends in the server. Everybody liked it so much, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is neat." Like I didn't know you know what? I had changed my style to draw. That this is a part that I've left out. I had changed my style to draw it. I in the drawing I had not done some steps and I had left it a little bit unfinished. And in doing that, everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is a great stylistic choice you've made." And I was like, "Oh, that's just like it's not all the way done yet." And they were like, "Wow, it's good. I like it better not all the way done." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And I kind of changed. I didn't try so hard. I was trying really hard to make everything perfect. And I found out because of this, like people didn't really like that. People liked the ones that I didn't try so hard to make everything perfect with. And so I started doing that. I did a whole series of animals and hats that was based off recommendations or requests from these guys in the server. And that became the first series of illustrations that I put on cards and I sold as prints, and that got me into the illustration, that got me all my commissions. It it was just this cool experience, like being with a group of people who weren't even artists, right? These are just like, I think it's a heavy metal server. I think that's what it was. But it's like a general chat server. It's not really a heavy metal server, but it had started as a heavy metal server. Is this it? And let's do, I don't have gold. Well, I have gold. I don't think this should be gold. Let's do, ay, 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 ay. Let's do yellow, yellow, and then I'll put in the orange as the shadow. Yeah, so I probably have told this story before because it's really had such a huge impact on my life over the last few years. And like I wouldn't be streaming. I don't think I'd be streaming. I don't think I'd be, well, I definitely wouldn't be like selling art and in the way that I am now, like and be as prolific as an illustrator. And it was all because I was posting in Discord and just the nice feedback and like the way people interacted and everything. Like it started me off and started I had stopped posting on Instagram because I thought Instagram was really oh, hey, unemployed Nico D'Angelo. That's pretty good. This is a traveler cloud. This is a request from somebody. It's actually just somebody's profile picture. Um, I draw all sorts of requests when I do request streams. So this is what I'm doing now. We just did, I can't find it, but like here's a character we did a couple days ago. This is a scene that I did yesterday. And then this is I guess like an eye creature. I think I think it's like a king eye. I think it has I'm gonna give it what is this called? Cape. I'm gonna give it a cape. Jesus, sometimes my brain, and I'm so like, oh, what is going on with that? Yeah, so you never know. You never know like who and what is gonna not only give you the inspiration, because this was just a dumb request, like, hey, could you do an animal in a hat? And then that got me, I've done more than 30. I've drawn like more than that, but I have more than 30 like animals and hats like that are printed and I sell pretty regularly. And it's all because somebody was like, it'd be cool, a bear in a hat. And I was like, that would be cool. A Viking hat. Let's go. And then people are nice about it. That's the other part. Oh, he's technically it's a cloud. Okay, okay, okay. I think this is an OC. Is that correct? You tricked me into drawing your OC. It's well done. It's a the picture you showed is very good. So you deserve it. Yeah, it's interesting too, because my whole style before that, I need to look into this like and really reflect on this because my whole style before I did that like casual request. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the cape is this, I added that. I mean, I can see a tiny hint of a cape in the original drawing, so I didn't technically add it, but I'm gonna give him a shadow with this blue. Yeah. Had been my whole style before I did that drawing had been to like be very perfect and very precise. Like still have a lot of style and a lot of like life and heart in the drawing, but execute it in a very, oh, that's great, Plorb. That's awesome. I love I love making games. What do you use I think you've told me before, but I can't remember what it's like. Not it's not Source Engine. It's not Scratch, is it? I can't remember. The shadows on this is great. Like I think this whole thing is really really well done. I do think so. Um, let's get some shadow in this guy. I can't find. Let's just use blue violet. I can't find the black. It should be right here somewhere. Oh my god, it's right here. Let's use blue violet anyway. Oh, Jing. Oh, it is Scratch. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That's great. I have never learned Scratch. I did go back and I learned Godot engine and Godot script. And I used to work on Unity games and not for anybody, just as a hobby. And I did so I knew C sharp and I love programming. Programming is my first love. I think that's real. I think the first thing I really was like hobby or like craft or whatever that I really liked was friggin' programming. Oh my god. Yeah, so I had spent a long time, and you can see some examples of my old work. I made a Minecraft texture pack that was very popular called Scribblecraft, and like it there was like news articles written about it. It was very popular. And you can see in that like it has this scribbly quality, but everything is very particular. It's all like in its place. It's all very carefully arranged. And that's just how I did everything. All my art. Like I thought that was how art was done. I thought even like if it wasn't done that way, it wasn't good. Like which is such a shitty thing to think, but that's what I thought. Like I was like, if it's not my way, it's bad. And like there's a lot of people like that. I was one of them. And I didn't mean to think that way, but I did. And then I did this request for somebody who was like, hey, can I have a bear in a hat? And I was like, this is a dumb request, but I asked for requests and I'm going to do it because, like, it's not a dumb request, right? I meant dumb, like, it's not important to me. And because of that, I felt a little bit free. And I think that's a big part of why it came out good. Someone's beeping. And since then, my art's been better and better. Like I don't care too much. And now, even if it's like a work that I'm working on that I want to be done that I really like, I don't care too much about it because I can always just do it again. Like my whole perspective has changed. Should we try to outline it? This is the marker I have. I don't know where the marker I regularly use is. I just have this guy, which is like, it's very thick. Let's do it. Let's outline it. Take your screenshots now if you want it before it gets outlined. Hold on. Okay. Let me take a sip of water. Let me take a sip of water. That's me. That's what I sound like. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, so the lesson I took from that, God, this pen is so penny. It just like dumps ink. It's kind of crazy. So I did change my style. I used to always ink everything before I colored it, and I would ink it on a separate page, and then I would color it on digital. And this was all to avoid mistakes, or to make sure if and when I did make mistakes, I could just undo them or redo them. And that was good. I needed that at the time because otherwise I never would have made art. I don't think I ever wasn't on my proper journey. But I needed to know that a mistake was going to be fine. You donut. Are you from Northern England? That's the only I watch a YouTuber. He's from the north, and he says he calls people donuts. And that's the only time I've ever heard anyone call somebody a donut. Yeah, but now I ink right on the original drawing. I color right on the original drawing. I am much looser. I don't care as much about it being perfect. If I make a mistake, I don't think it's the end of the world. I most of the time just cover it up. Now, does this mean I never go back and fix mistakes? No, I totally do. I scan almost everything that's going to be printed and put onto like the greeting cards and the stickers and stuff. I scan all that in, and in the scan, I'll fix something if I really think it needs it. I try not to focus too much on that stuff though, and instead just get more stuff done. And then the other way is if something is a big mistake, I'll just get rid of it. Like, I don't, I don't need everything to be perfect because I don't need to keep everything. Not every piece of art that I make has to be the best one, right? So because of that, you'll see me. I'll be drawing something, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just get rid of it. I'll just erase the whole thing and start again, even if there's parts of it I like. And I used to never do that. I would always like try to keep the parts I liked. I would uh, um, resketch it like perfectly. I have a light table, and so if I really liked something, I would like say I really liked the crown, but I thought the eye was bad. Yeah, this marker is too bleedy. I want to get rid of this marker. I don't think I like it. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to like it for anything. I have this one. I should have tried this one out. Let's see what it's like. Well, let's do another request. Ooh, shoot. Look at that. You can see the ink inside. Wait, can you? Am I being a liar? Oh, yeah, it's one of these. Hang on, I better read the instructions. Shake well and before activating pump to prime. Oy. Okay. All right, it's primed. Okay. Let's see, how's this feel? Okay, also really thick. Oh, it's real ink. Okay. This I think I'll use like as a marker to like mark things permanently, but not for art. Okay. Yeah, so this is Odd Fudd has a saying when oh, my light fell. Okay. Huh. Odd Fudd has a saying when it comes to art stuff, when it comes to lots of stuff. She says like, well, don't be so precious. This is not her saying. I don't know. But the idea is you shouldn't be so precious. Ah, this isn't it either. You shouldn't be so precious with your art. like your creativity, because you're the one who made it. You can always make a new one. Like, you might have heard this example in, I think it's writing. They say like kill your darlings, which is like don't be so precious with I would say something, but there's nothing to say. Don't be so precious with your, let's draw something. Gosh, I have nothing to draw. Usually my brain doesn't give out on me. Let's draw. Oh, okay. I'm gonna draw like a balloon headed person. And they're being too blown up. What am I thinking of? So they're all like stretched out. Are they blowing themselves up? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to draw it. Yeah, so it's akin to something I was saying yesterday, which is like I couldn't draw. I really struggled to draw because I was like so precious with my materials. Ooh, yeah, like the Airheads commercial. Maybe that's where I got the idea from. I was just thinking about like a kid, like if your head as like a kid, if your head was really blown up, like how scary would that be? Sunbaku. And I was precious with my materials, right? Like I would get a sketchbook and then I'd be like, oh no, I don't want to fill it up with something if it's bad. And then I would get like a fancy pen and I'd be like, oh no, I don't want to use it if it's going to be bad. If it's like if I'm going to use it poorly and it's not going to be a good piece of art. And I felt like everything was like that for me. I really struggled with just doing things. Huh. It just posted, "Hey, I'm Chris," into the chat again for me. YouTube's weird. And then I was always trying to learn how to draw, so I was always like drawing in sketchbooks and stuff anyway because I still really wanted to learn how to draw, even though I struggled with this other thing. And then I heard an art teacher say like if you're doing what's happening, what you're doing, right? And I wasn't learning how to draw. It wasn't working for me. She said, what you need to do is buy the as much paper of the largest size that you can reasonably afford and just start drawing on it, right? Like if your problem is you're not drawing every day, maybe it's because you think it's like drawing is some precious thing and it has to be good. And I had kind of thought drawing was some precious thing and it has to be good. That's not true. Like drawing is a precious thing, sure, does not have to be good. It just has to exist. And then there's a more well-known expression that I think works for everything. I think lots of people associate with, and it's don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good, or even sometimes the good be the enemy of done. Sure. A girl with hair color black and pistachio and violet. I think I have violet. Is violet, how do they say it in French? This kind of violet? Or like violet like the flower or violet like the color? Like the dark one or this one? You figure it out. Yeah, so don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. If you want to draw and you're having trouble actually doing it, go buy as much paper as you possibly can in the largest size that's reasonable and affordable to you. A big stack of 500 sheets of this, which is what I use, costs like 20 bucks. better than any sketchbook. That's all the advice I have. I had a story to tell after that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. So we got a bunch of boxes today. Oh, like that raccoon tail, like the hairstyle, where it's like some hair and then like it's different colors. Like who's the Olympian? Julia Kulia? I really don't know. She has that really nice one. Yeah, I don't know where this guy came from or why he's this way, but what? They're multiplying. And then he only has like 2 pieces of hair because it's all spread out, same amount of hair, but it's just like bro's going prematurely bald. And little ears that didn't move. I don't know why the ears didn't move. Ooh, yeah. This is like Balloon Man. I don't know what the idea was behind this guy. Yeah, we got one more coming before Durlord. It was ooh, pardon me. It was requested. I'll do a quick. Girl with the hair color black and pistachio and violet. Black, pistache, violet. I don't know why I like violet. This is the reflection. You're just gonna run it through here. This poor balloon man. Are you dancer? Wait a second. Does anyone else do that? So I was in a band and I had to sing. That's my job. That was my job. I played guitar too, but mostly I sang. And or that was mostly my job. This guy's freaky. I'm gonna give him a red shirt. I want to stop drawing this guy. This is poppy red. Yeah, this guy has a poppy red shirt. Look at him. Who do you think you are? He's like, hello. Oh, poppy red. Get it? Is like, okay. Okay. In a band, had to sing. That was my job. And the job of the singer is not just to sing good, because I don't sing great, but it's to know the lyrics and know the song. And my job was like to keep everybody know everything and keep everybody on spot and stuff like that. And so sometimes there'd be a song and I'd have to figure out what the lyrics are. And the only way I can, why is this person's head like a lima bean? What is going on? You see this? She's a lima bean. Oh, I don't know. Tommy. Oh, oh. And so the way I remember a lyrics of a song or how a song goes is I just like I play it through in my mind and I go start from finish. So I can't just tell you like what the lyrics are for this, like the second verse or the third verse. I have to sing it all the way through to make sure. Sometimes for some songs I can, and there's sometimes I make up different starting points, so I don't have to do this. If like I'm struggling to learn it, I'll figure out a different place to start. Some like later in the game, later in this song. But a lot of the time, I just have to sing it all the way through. And so I would sing it like really fast and or high pitched, like in a different key. And I would do it a different key just as a way to like change it. So I didn't just like keep my brain involved because like if you're singing the same song over and over again, it can feel a little boring. Ba da da da. Now I have Are We Dancer. I swear I'd never heard that song until like 6 months ago. I don't know where I was living under a rock, I guess. We're doing a girl with pistachios. Oh, I did lima bean. That was the problem. Lips on like 3/4. So in a cartoon, lips are easy. You just always draw them as if it's spot on, like head first. Like if they're looking right at the camera. I say camera, but you know, um, the viewer. But for real life people, you have to do this back part smaller and this front part longer and bigger. But also, you have to figure out like how much depending on how the turn is. And I'm just not great at it. Like I know some people are just like do it no problem. I'm not I'm not the best. One of my favorite things to do is wait, what if you draw Enderman from Minecraft starting at a grass block? Starting at a grass block. Staring. Is that you said staring? Yeah, staring. So on the texture pack I made here. So we have Larry is asking for Der Lordy D3 Lord 3 D3R Lord 3. And we're getting Enderman also. There we go. Enderman. I think Larry, am I wrong in saying you had a request filled? Oh, I wrote down, but I lost the piece of paper. What was it? Red, black, and green? No. Black, purple, and violet. No. Black, pistachio, and violet. Okay, pistachio is a little hard. I have this, which is kind of pistachio-y. Let me know. How's that feel about pistachio? And then I have a couple of violets. They're very similar. For being two very different colors, they're real similar. This one's bluer. And this one, like, is that color. This one is this color. But it's really close. And then black. I have black somewhere. Gosh, what was I talking about? Gee, mister. Gee golly, what were you talking about, mister? What's the second one? The lower one? This one. Left or right? Left. This. Which one? Can you add Chopper to the list if you do have time? Not like a helicopter, but a character from a show. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, we will put him on the list. Chopper. It reminds me of like a character who looks like this. And he's like, I'm hungry. I don't know. Oh, we're doing this girl. Okay, let's figure out some hair. So we have... We'll get some hair here, and we'll pull out the raccoon tail right up front. And then we'll have this hair kind of be stuck behind. Well, we'll have this out with some stuck behind the ear and coming back over the shoulder. Tony helicopter. Okay. Any particular... Let's figure out how we're going to do this while I sharpen some pencils. We'll sharpen some pencils. Oh my god. I looked up. Somebody did the math and figured out how much lead you waste. And like... The study's not very accurate, but it's still a ton of lead. Okay, so we have to figure out, are we going to do pistachio and purple? Yeah. Yes. Raccoon tails, I think we have to. I mean, the other way would be and black, like green and black or purple and black. But I don't think that really hits. I think this hits better. I'm trying to make it look like it's on hair. And I guess we'll go all the way up. We'll go to purple and then or violet, and then we'll kind of blend back into black. We'll have her front head be, but then like underneath her undercut, and then maybe her ends on all sides are violet. I mean, in all places. Oh yeah, and let's do like like green roots. I'm trying to make it so it looks like hair, which is fine. It's not hard to do, but it's a little hard to do when you're trying to do it fast. When you're trying to keep up with the attention economy. You know, I said that as a joke, but it's kind of true. All right. That's great. I'm happy it looks like hair. Where's my very dark brown? I don't know what she's so shocked about. Whoop. These prices. All right. Let's do a little bit of red, a little bit of what is this? Mulberry, a little bit of mulberry on to make these look more like lips again. Have you seen these prices? Little eyeshadow. All right. I forgot what I was doing next. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got these. This is on the list. I don't think we heard from Larry the Gamer, Gaming Platypus, if we already did a request for them. And we did a request for Plorb, right? But we have Chopper on the list. So let's do Enderman, because I'm pretty sure Frog Official has not had a request. Oh, I do owe Larry. Okay. Then let's do Durlord Day. This is I'm gonna do it in this order then. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're doing it in this order then. My mistake, everybody. You guys can't see me putting in my password, right? You're not watching me. No, I'm just kidding. I have to look up Durlorda. Oh my god. This phone is like 100 years old. I have to say ahoy hoy when I answer. I'm just trying to search. Here we go. It takes so long. Ice cream. I want ice cream. Is that ice cream? I can't tell. I had rice balls for dinner. Like an edge lord. I think because I was reading Dear Lord, I was thinking about Edgelord. Oh, baseball. Eagle Baseball America. So our car's broken. So we haven't had ice cream. And because of that, so we can't go shopping. Oh, Durlord. Sometimes pronouncing the 3 at the end. Derek Hutchinson from a Minecraft. Okay. Wait. I don't know how I'm gonna draw that. What does this guy look like? Okay, is this him? Or is that what he normally looks like? Or is this a Minecraft skin of him? But is he a Minecraft skin character? Like that's what he looks like, right? That's his thing. So then I can draw it based off of that, right? Yeah. Okay. That's great. I'm doing it. Man, when I was still doing graphic design, before I was doing, this is great. This like popped when I brought it back. I like this a lot. Um, when I was still doing graphic design, I worked at uh, what's it called? Okay, let me figure this out. So we're gonna do. He's gonna be cartoony because I think that's gonna be the best way to do it. So we're not gonna keep him in Minecraft proportions. We're not gonna keep him as squares in Minecraft, but we'll still make him pretty square because I think the character seems like a pretty square, kind of like beefy character. Whoops, I'm like very crooked. I I played Minecraft like at work. I was so freaking bored. I got Minecraft when it was still in alpha. When I got Minecraft, like nobody knew what to do in it. Anyway, okay, hips, legs. Okay, a little bit taller than I thought. And so I did a lot of, I love the game. So I had a lot of free time at work where I was like, I had all the programs to do graphic design and stuff. And so I started doing pixel art and I started doing, what's it called? I started doing texture packs and I started doing skins and everything. I had a great time. I spent a lot of time on the Minecraft forums. So I know this is like a real, like uniform. It's based on a real, like some sort of historic uniform, but I don't know what that is. I don't know how I would go about looking it up. So I'm just gonna kind of copy it how I see it. Yeah, and then like I said before, I made a texture pack that like got a lot of attention. It was in the news. I was not doing anything artistic really at the time, so I couldn't like turn that into anything else. But it was really cool. It was the first time I ever got like real attention because of my art. Oh, that's great, Plorb. I always think I always think it's cool to. So I was gonna say, I was thinking about that today. Like, how is there a way to make it even more like we draw together somehow? I don't know yet. I don't know. Oh, okay. This is Roman. It looks like because it he has the like brush head. Oh, and this is that's why like Centaurians. I know where I've seen this from. Doctor Who. My man is Rory. Okay. I'm like in between. Okay, we're gonna drop this down a little bit. And we're gonna do that. I think that's how this part works. It's like a skirt made of individual parts, like made of bronze. And then there's like the spot that hangs from. And then this is like a whole chest piece. I'm just gonna kind of do that. I'm gonna leave the center line like where it was connected. Because I do know that's a thing. Okay. Yeah, but I would spend, I had, don't, if you're my ex-boss. Oh, never mind. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah, but I would spend hours when it was dead and I had no design work to do. Um, what is going on with this hand? So I started out doing texture packs just for me. I was just annoyed at different aspects of the texture pack in Minecraft, like the default. It's been changed now. It's like way different, I feel like. But at the time, there was some stuff about it that I found super annoying. And so first I just changed those things. And then I was like, it'd be cool if like it was Super Mario Brothers. So then I did Super Mario Brothers. And I was like, oh, we could do realistic. And I was part of the Minecraft forum, Minecraft.net. It's not MinecraftForum.net. I can't remember. It eventually, I think Nexus bought it or Curse bought it. And then maybe somebody else has bought it since then. But I don't know how their legs went. And I'm not seeing a lot of good information on this very pixelated pixel art. So we're just gonna kind of guess. And I'm gonna kind of go off the fact that I think he's a Roman centurion. So I know their legs were not super well protected, for instance. I guess I can tell he's wearing boots. If I was doing a centurion, I think I would do the sandals, but I'll give it to him. We'll give him the boots. We're gonna do kind of metally knee pads. Yeah, and then I remember it really clearly. At home, I was rewatching X-Files. So at night I would put on X-Files and I would just draw, and I started being like, "Oh, I'm going to draw the texture pack, the Minecraft textures instead of doing it digitally." I have not watched The Odyssey, not yet. So it's same problem. My car is broken down, so I can't drive to the movie theater. I'm stuck. I haven't seen Spider-Man and I haven't seen The Odyssey, and I really want to. Okay, I think this is a good start. I'm going to give it a little bit of an erase just to lighten the load, get rid of a little bit of the scribble. And we'll start adding in the color, and then we'll go from there. We'll see what we see. This is the Age of Man. Is it the Bronze Age? Is this the Bronze Age? My YouTube algorithm is all over the place lately. But what I did start seeing, which I thought was interesting, was people experimentally trying to confirm the archaeological explanation for how Egyptians drilled the granite. And they confirmed it. Like it's totally doable. Um, so I've seen two people do it so far. But it's like weird that the videos remain interesting. It's because I'm an old man. But also, I think there's ways that they could improve it. Like they're doing very simple, very straightforward things. And I think like, yeah, that's smart if you're just trying to prove that it was possible. which is what they're trying to do. So don't get it twisted. Here's a cape. Can we see the cape from the front? I think so. Let's, at least on that side. Oh, and then this is also red. Yeah, it's I didn't know this, right? But so they always say like, oh, they used copper drills and that's how they drilled. I keep losing the black. That's how they drilled the whatever. The granite. And so they used copper drills, but like it really they used sand drills and they just used the copper as a way to like hold the sand. So it's exactly the same way. I have a Dremel. I've done a lot of like woodworking and some metal cutting and stuff like that. And it's exactly the same way that we do it today. Is like you get a little whatever metal or whatever material, sometimes it's like fiberglass and stuff, um, thing, and then they put diamonds on it. And then the diamonds are what cuts everything. And it's just the materials, just whatever, and glue is like whatever holds it in place. And so with the Egyptian drill, with the copper drill, it's sort of the same thing. You put the copper in the hole, and you put in some sand, and you put in some water, and the copper has some like notches in it, and then you start spinning. And then that spinning creates enough force. Well, you also like push it down, and that spinning and that fo downward force create enough friction and create enough whatever to start chopping up, like not fast and not good, but to start cutting out the granite, which makes sense because some of the sand is going to be harder than some of the granite, and so it starts getting chopped. I find that stuff fascinating. There's there's those guys, and then I think if I recall, these are like leather. Now I'm just basing it off of my like very bad memory of Roman armor. I'm not one of those um Roman Empire guys. I mean, listen, I think about the Roman Empire, but mostly because I'm like, it's crazy what they did to Christianity. No, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea why I think about the Roman Empire. Maybe I don't. Maybe I never think about the Roman Empire. What do we need? This is a good leather color for brown. Dark brown. Let's do this one instead. Okay, I'm gonna take some yellow and put it into the gold area because I want it to look bronze. Oh, so I learned that Roman soldiers had to buy their own armor. So they would give you some armor to start at a low rank. And then they would start paying you. And they paid you pretty good. But then, if you wanted to go up in rank, you needed the armor. So if you took that money and you reinvested it into yourself, usually you would also need like sponsors and stuff. It was pretty expensive, the armor. But then you could buy the armor, and the armor was it wasn't it was pretty standardized. I think this is a big part of what made them good at their job. If their job was being a conquerors. Dang, yeah, I definitely want to watch it. It wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to wait for it to come out on streaming, but I would for sure like to see it in movie theaters. It would be horrible if I had to wait for Spider-Man to come out on streaming. I need to see that in theaters. Oh yeah, I think this makes it very much more bronzian. We don't, do we still use bronze? I know we use brass, like brass, bronze. I don't know the difference. Are they just different alloys of like tin with tin, rin tin tin? My brain, my brain slowly dying. Ooh. Dun 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 dun. Okay, what's another Roman factoid? Ooh, Julius Caesar. That's it. No, Julius Caesar kidnapped, right? Bro was kidnapped. He was kidnapped by pirates. This is a real story, true story, true story. He was kidnapped by pirates, and the pirates were like, we need, I don't remember the exact numbers, so take this part with a grain of salt, which is, well, there's another factoid in there somewhere, but kidnapped by pirates. And the pirates were like, hey, we want 40 silver pieces, or we want 20 silver pieces, and we'll give you back Caesar. And Caesar was like, hey, don't be like, what the hell, man? And they're like, what? Because we kidnapped you? And he's like, no, I'm worth way more than 40 silver pieces. And they were like, oh, okay, yeah, my bad. We want how many? 100? We want 100 silver pieces. And then they were like, okay, I will get it for you. And then they like kept Caesar as a prisoner, but Caesar like did not give a shit, right? So he did not um he was not a chill prisoner at all, right? Like did not care that he was in prison. Kind of just did whatever he wanted. And he knew they weren't going to kill him because how are they going to get their money if they kill him, right? So eventually they kind of started treating Caesar like a buddy, right? And Caesar was great. Like he appreciated that. He had more freedom, he had more, and there's just not really any way they could keep him under control anyway, so that's just how it worked. Yeah, we took your dressings. We're gonna take it to 1,000 islands. So that they hung out on some particular island. I don't know which one, but maybe they know which one. Anyway, so they took him. They took his eventually, whomever, I don't know, his family. Caesar was pretty rich. Came and dropped off the money, right? And as Caesar is leaving, he was like, I kind of got to like these guys, so I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna tell him something that I would, never really usually say. And he goes, "You better leave because I'm gonna come back with an army. And if you're here, I'm gonna kill every single one of you and get my money back." And they were like, "Ah ha ha, yeah, yeah, you're gonna kill us. You're a cool guy, Caesar. It was great hanging out with you. See you never, I hope. Kidnap you again if we get the chance. As profitable as shit for us. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, guess what? Caesar went back and he killed every single one of them. They did not think he was serious, so they didn't leave. And like Caesar was trying to do him a favor and told them to get the hell out of there. Like, yeah, he was a little ruthless, Caesar. He was a little too much, a little power hungry. But history remembers him. Okay, we gotta get this a more proper color over here. Some olive tones. Hey, Vampire Silas. Welcome, welcome. Today we are doing, what are these called? You tell me and I draw it. Requests. Jeezy peasy. I'm a little slow. This was a request of a Minecraft YouTuber, I think. Oh, I'm gonna use the blender. And I like fire up no. I got this guy. It's colorless blenders. What the heck? So maybe we can mix this flesh and darker flesh colors together. This is like fake wood color. Is it just like it's just so polished that it looks fake? Ooh, it really is colorless. I can barely see it. It's weird. Probably didn't have to make it so sharp. Whoa, did I cut out and I'm back? What happened? That was weird. All right, it definitely blends. I got to be careful because it definitely picks up the graphite a lot, which it could be useful to use to blend like graphite, like regular pencil. I like it. I'm definitely going to use it. It's a little rough. Like it has a texture. Welcome in. And you have to be invited, right, to stay. So welcome, Silas. I welcome you into the stream. Yeah, okay. So this was a request. This was also a request. We'll just go through some of the requests we did in today's stream. The request for this was a girl with black, pistachio, and violet hair. This was not a request. I just drew it in between requests. This was somebody's OC. That was their profile picture, also a request, so we drew that. This is something from yesterday. I'm trying to. I know there's one more request. This is another one from yesterday. And then this was the other request for today. And Larry the Gaming Platypus. This is bad TD6. Okay. I love this guy. It's so doofy. This is Duck Guy. Oh yeah, the BAD. Man, when I was young, we played Quake. I've been liking jorts, all right? Did I draw more than one jorts? Is that what you said? No. Okay, what's the next one? Enderman and Chopper. Let me look up Chopper. Oh, yeah. Here's the list. So we just finished one. I'm looking up Chopper. Is that you in your profile pic? I can't see. I'd have to look. Chopper. I don't know who Chopper is. Oh man, I typed in Chopper Charter. It's just showing me how to charter a helicopter. No. Tony Chopper? Is it this person? Whoa. Oh, okay, okay. Tony Chopper. He's arraigned. I see him. I see him. Okay. And then Chibi. Chibi version of Vampire Silas. We'll put that on the list. Chibi Silas. All right. So I'm going to try to do an Enderman, but from memory. We just did a Minecraft guy. Should I do it as like what I think an Enderman would look like if it wasn't in Minecraft? I'm gonna do that. I think Enderman's heads, the only reason we see them as cubes is because they're like um they're multi-dimensional, but our brain can only see them in 3D, in 3 dimensions. So we see them as cubes, but really they're like tesseract. Is that what that is? Like a 4-dimensional cube? What was I? I lost track of what I was drawing here. This was supposed to be a tesseract. It does not look like it, but there, we'll just start again. Okay. It doesn't have to be so precise. What does a tesseract look like? I don't know. I'm just a guy with the pencil drawing at home. I'm not a physicist. I don't like to think about things I don't know exist. What's a tesseract look like? I don't know. It's like I'm still trying to figure it out. Okay, if we make all of them move over one little bit, all the points, and then we connect all those points as if it was also a cube, right? So that's a straight line this way. This one and this one are a line this way. That's a this way, and then these two are connected. And then these two are connected. Where did that one come from? Oh, okay, yeah, these two are connected. I missed one entirely that was there. These two are connected, these two are connected, then these are connected. They're supposed to be straight. That's too much. Okay, let's just do an Enderman. I got a little out of control. So I think they are kind of cubey, I think. If I had to think what they would look like in real life, because I think they are essentially monsters, I think they probably do look really cubey. Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm imagining in my head is I've seen people draw and make Endermen, and they're all the I have no idea what their faces look like. And they're all the like what they actually look like in Minecraft, right? That's what people tell me they look like. And now I have to guess like what they actually look like. What are these eyes? Hey, it looks like a Muppet. There we go. I want it to be like much more menacing and much more bored. Much less Muppet. Super skinny. Am I running? Oh, wrong pencil. Look. Okay. I remember when they added Enderman, I was a little sad. The weirdest addition, I've liked almost everything they've added to the game, but the weirdest addition to me was when they added in those things that fly and beat you up at night. Because I used to love to run around at night, but like now you can't because those things will just get you. And I find that a little frustrating because it's like I liked running around at night because all the monsters were out. And so that made it like hard mode, like even harder hard mode. If you were going to be brave and stay out at night, you had all these monsters to fight. And like then by adding in those guys, it basically was like it's so hard. What are they called? Electras or something? It's basically so hard that you have no choice but to just sleep and wait for it to be day. Or phantoms. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was really frustrating to me. I for a while I played just an earlier version like that before they had been added in. But now I sleep at night, I guess, but I don't know. I do like the fact that you can sleep because before, if you were like with a player, somebody who didn't want to fight at night and didn't want to go out on hard mode, like on nighttime, I mean, not hard mode, then you just had to wait, right? Like wait the 8 minutes or something, and that was so much time. So if everyone sleeps, that's pretty cool. That's helpful. So I do like the addition of sleeping, but I like it being an option, not like it kind of just feels like it's forced now. So before before the Minecraft servers were good, people made a bunch of their own and like made their own mods of the servers, all sorts of stuff. And I played on one such server. Is that it? They only attack you if you, because last time I played, they would show up after one day of not sleeping. This might say show you I've played like I didn't play in like 6 years or something, but the last time I played, they would show up after just one night of not sleeping and attack you, but it would get worse and worse and worse. Like at first, it would be like a few of them, and then like after 2 or 3 days, it would be like 15 or something. Yeah. Yeah, I do play on hard. I was gonna give him feet, but I kind of like the idea of just little tiny, like, like almost like hooves. Like I think that's creepier. So I played on a server. This was before like the official servers were decent. It might be before there was any official servers actually, and it was all just people hosting servers. And they had a mod on where like they had villages, and most of the time only somebody from your village could place, and like the mayor had to say you were part of the village, could place blocks or destroy blocks in your village area. And you can expand the area by building in certain ways or something. I can't remember. This is a long time ago. And then sometimes it would be so like you would build up and you build defenses and stuff. And then uh, they would turn it off and people could. Oop, I think they still couldn't place blocks, but they could now destroy your blocks. And so then you'd get your village would be raided. And I had been part of a couple different villages, and it was pretty fun. The raiding at the end of I think it was like every week there was a raid, and the raiding was pretty fun. The building was very fun. And like people could still grief a little bit even when it wasn't raid time, but it wasn't that much. And like, people could get accepted to the village and be a spy or whatever. That was a thing too. But it wasn't like a huge deal. Most of the time it was just fun to like you build your defenses for the raid, and then the raid would happen, and then whatever village was left standing, they'd be like, "You did a great job," and then it would reset, and we'd all start again. I think the legs have to be even longer, and this is before. Did you guys know that the fire used to be insane? Fire used to crash servers pretty regularly. In fact, it was the number one tool griefers would use to crash servers is they would just go out and light a forest on fire. And that would almost guarantee the server to crash. Yeah, yeah. So this was before fire was nerfed, And I guess the server, the guys on the server we were on were just really, they had a really beefy server because this was back when it was running on people's like own hardware. And so I don't know who was running the server. I wish I could remember what it was. I think it was like Minecraft Villages or something. But in the raid, someone came at us and it was raid time, basically. It was raid time. I'm in my village and it's like way off in the corner. Well, compared to other villages, our village is pretty far away from everybody else's. And that was normal. And so we're like waiting for the raid to come and it turns night and we're like, okay, that's when it's gonna be a raid. And then we're standing there and we're on mics and we're talking and somebody's like, oh, it's daytime. And I was like, oh, that's weird. But I look and like, yeah, over to the east, like the sun is rising. And like it's the glow, like Minecraft has the beautiful like morning glow. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. And then I was like, wait, and you can guess what this is because I was just asking you about fire. The forest is burning, and we can see it at like just the edge of our view distance. Actually, I couldn't see it yet. We couldn't see it yet because it was further than our view distance, our render distance, but but we could see the light that it was creating, and that's what we saw at first. And then we started to see little sparklings of fire. And then after a minute or two after we saw the fire, we started getting people who were running ahead of the fire. It was this insane Montauk Minecraft forest fire, and these people were showing up at the our big stone walls ahead of the fire because it was just killing everybody. It had destroyed all the other villages. It was killing everybody. Um, and so people were showing up and they were like asking for, that's how we found out about it. The first people, well, we could see it, but then we found out about all this other stuff. And the first people started showing up and like asking to come in because the way our village was built, the fire couldn't jump to our village. We were the only village on the server who had thought like, in case somebody tries to light us on fire, because that was one of the ways, people were griefing at the time. And we were like, let's avoid that. And so we ended up being a refuge. And all these people from all the different villages, they were all burnt down that round. We never, our village won by the time it was even like it mattered. And then it was like people from all the different villages, we were standing on the walls, these big stone walls, because you needed the break for the fire and it had to be stone. So we're standing on these big stone walls and we're just looking out at the rest of the entire server in every direction, everywhere you could see is just fires. And it was crazy. It was crazy. We did have a couple people who tried to start fights or whatever, but uh after they got let in, but most people didn't. And the people who did were pretty easy to deal with. But yeah, I think about that. It's one of the, like, when Minecraft was new, and it still happens, like it's one of the magical moments for me in my Minecraft journey. And I think like anyone, like you can have all sorts of magical moments in Minecraft. Like like when you come across a landscape and there's a beautiful view and the music comes on at just that time. Stuff like that. Minecraft is pretty freaking cool. All right. Oh, that's great, Vampire. That's that's great. I'm just closing in on, I just did 800 a couple of weeks ago. for some reason I hit 800 and it was like whomp and it slowed all the way down. And then I have another friend who also makes YouTube videos. So I know him online. He's not a person friend. I mean, he's a person. Anyway, I have another friend who also makes YouTube videos and be like growing up at the same time, basically on our channels. And he got to like 790 and went, wow. And now we're both like a few weeks later and we're both like on the same, like just over 800. So I don't know. It was a weird thing. But yeah, that's awesome. Okay, what do we have? Okay, I was like, this is not right. Ooh, Tony Chapa. And then Odd Fudd makes videos too. And she was stuck at the same number for like a long time. Like we don't know what happened. People would subscribe and unsubscribe and subscribe, and it would just get and it just like wasn't going up, like number not go up. And it was so weird and kind of frustrating. But she's just passed over. She just started getting subscribers again, like, and the numbers are going up again. Okay. What is he from? One Piece? I'm trying to figure out like what's an original drawing of him. Okay. Oh, a stone helicopter. Let's do it. No, okay. All right. I'm going to say all right one more time and then I'm going to start drawing him. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get him a big Jamiroquai type hat over here. If your hat's really big and shaped like this and fuzzy, I think it's just a Jamiroquai. Bum 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 dun 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 dun. Okay. Oh yeah, he has a snout. Although a lot of people are not. A lot of drawings are not showing the snout. I think the snout's pretty important. He's a reindeer for crying out loud, not a teddy bear. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. One Piece is one of the shows and books that I've been meaning to read for like a very long time, and I just have not been able to. I say this every stream. I am so busy. Um, I watch just a couple of shows a year basically, and like so I watch a couple of shows with Odd Fudd that we've been watching now for a long time. Taskmaster and Survivor, we watch both of those. But most other stuff I just don't have time to watch. So I'm really focused on drawing. I like this character a lot. This is like kind of in my it's an animal with a hat. It's like and it's like kind of a playful presentation of an animal, which I also really like a cute version. But then he's serious. They're serious, which I also like. So this is like really up my alley. So you guys heard the expression up my alley? Like There's also, I've heard people say down your street, down my street. Hey Fiona, welcome. Yeah, one time I was at a restaurant I was trying to figure out what to get, and somebody goes, "Oh, that'll be down your street." And I had no idea what they were talking about. But they were saying like I would like it. It was up my alley. But I had never heard that. I had never heard that version of the expression before. I was in Amish, Pennsylvania country. Fiona, we are drawing a character called Chopper from One Piece. This is my artistic version of him. We have done some other things today. We did a girl surprised. These are all requests. We have done, I said they're all requests. This is just something I drew. A balloon-headed fellow. This is an OC from somebody's profile picture. This is not from today, so I'm just lying to you now. This is from yesterday. It's a scene we did. This was the first request of the day, and this is Larry the Platypus. There's a couple other ones, but I didn't pick them up for some reason. Okay. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Okay. This is right, and then his shoulders are like up here. Bro does not fuck around with a neck. He doesn't believe in him. I feel like I draw a lot of I draw a stuffy cartoon every day. If you follow me, you know I draw these little stuffy cartoons every day. I don't have one on me, but I they're they're somewhere. I had a cartoon from one this morning. Like they're these guys. It's Stella and Steffi. They're sisters, they're stuffies. I draw them every day. And this guy reminds me of that. I don't know why I got distracted. Like he has no shoulders. He kind of reminds me of a stuffy. Like I think like that's just one of the ways you can represent animals in illustration and cartoon and like drawings and stuff is sort of like just as a stuffy, like in a cutesy sort of way. Okay, we're gonna, I say this probably every time I draw because it bothers me. Um, I'm starting to hear the craziest stuff about, oh, it's AI. Is this drawing AI? Because dot dot dot. And the dot dot dots are getting like more and more insane. Sometimes it's like it feels like they're saying like, is this drawing AI because it looks hand drawn? And you're like, wait, what? So one of the ones that I hear a lot that really frustrates me is is this drawing AI? And then people be like, oh yeah, because you can tell, see, these aren't symmetrical, or the eyes aren't symmetrical. And if it was a human artist, they would just draw one and then flip it and mirror it. And it's like, what? that's that's crazy to me. Like I basically mirror nothing unless I do it and it's so bad that I'm like, I better just use the other one. But I prefer to have two hand drawn versions. Like your human eyes are not the same. That one's not flipped and mirrored. Like that's not how life works. That's not how drawings work. So that one I see a lot. People being like, oh, it's definitely that because of this. It's like because of it's not symmetrical. And it's like not being symmetrical is definitely an indication, or it used to be, and I guess now it's more complicated than that, but it used to be like a surefire indication that it was hand done because like somebody didn't take any shortcuts and they did it. It was, yeah. So I don't know. I cannot remember the other one. I heard another one today and it was like, I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. That just means it's probably hand drawn. How are we going to give his hands a position? Just at his sides, maybe. Oh, yeah, I guess I don't know because I don't know the character. Uh, I just drew the one that I thought seemed nice. So I'm happy. I'm happy that pre-time skip. Yeah, One Piece. I worked at a bookstore. I've worked at a couple of bookstores. I've worked at bookstores, coffee shops, graphic design, and toy stores. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. I haven't, yeah, live action Chopper. When I looked up Chopper to see what I was drawing, um, a lot of the talk was about live action Chopper. So I think that's interesting. Yeah, like, and there's different kinds of symmetry. There's also like if I was a little bit more careful with this, we could have made them seem symmetrical. Like so the eyes, right? They kind of seem symmetrical. And that's usually enough because we're all humans, right? We're not trying to like people aren't taking this and checking it to make sure it's perfectly symmetrical. Except for now people are because they're trying to find any evidence they can that somebody used AI. Listen, if you hire an artist and you want to make sure they're not using AI, I'm here. I like that, right? I'm an artist. I don't use AI, and I would like it if people hired me instead of artists who use AI. I think that's for real. And I will show you my drawing. When I get hired to do an illustration, I record the illustration and then I email it to the person when I send them the sketch. And you get my pencil sketch at the end, right? When I finish and I'm sending you everything, I send you the original pencil sketch. It doesn't look the same as the finished drawing. It doesn't like it's it's always been edited. There's always a lot of changes, but you get the pencil sketch. So you know I drew it, right? And I think that it's different and that it's changed and stuff in some ways makes it like you can I didn't just trace whatever the AI put out. But I don't know. Then you'll have people say like, "Oh, it's different, so it must be AI because that sketch doesn't perfectly match the final product." So there's no winning. I really think you give as much proof as you can. You get a reputation. You show people that you're willing to try and work like in the open because you trust your skill, you trust your you know you're not using AI. And there you go. I think that's the best you can do. I don't think there's no foolproof way. This guy, I felt like this is he looks old in this one. Okay, let's do, what is it, red for the hat? Yes. So, Silas, this is something that I thought about a lot. I I get so anxious about that. And when I first started drawing, and like I started drawing about 6 or 7 years ago, and I wasn't sure if like what was going to come of it. Like I wanted to be an illustrator, but I wasn't sure if I would be able to, what I would actually do, how I would get work, and stuff like that. And then pretty soon after that, AI came out, and it was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now. Like, I don't know how this is going to work. And so I had to like kind of choose what I wanted to do. If I wanted to continue along the path and try to get better and better and get to the point where I was selling my work and I was making money as an illustrator, or if I wanted to like change tracks. And I decided to continue along the path. I started incorporating, that's when I was like, I want to start live streaming at least a little bit. And I want to start um, sharing my process photos and process pictures and stuff like that, which I had never done before. I used to say art is like a magic trick. I go away and I have, after a minute, or after some time, I bring out art, right? And that's like magic. The client should not, like, does not need to know how art was made. They just need to know that art exists now. And I'm less, I care, I think I am less of that opinion now. I still, if somebody else has that opinion, like good, like that's still fine. I'm not going to say that's wrong. I thought that way for a long time. Um, but with AI and the process and stuff, I think if you want to avoid AI or be somebody who is like definitely not AI art, then I think you have to kind of share your process now. You probably don't have to share all of it. And then we have maroon pants. Oh, I forgot. He has legs. Classic me. I forgot he has legs. I'm laughing, but that's real. Why did I forget he has legs? I have Jamiroquai stuck in my head. So there's a song, Virtual Insanity, and the guy who sings it is Jamiroquai. And it's from like the late 90s or early 2000s. I don't know. It was popular when I was younger, and I didn't know. I'm very bad at knowing things that were popular when I was younger. It's like just something I'm bad at. And oh, thank you, Silas. Vampire Silas. And he wears a hat like this. And then he like dances crazy all over in the music video. It's like a very famous music video. And I have the song of that stuck in my head, mostly because of the music video. Virtual insanity. Bow, bow. That's what it's like. But yeah, the special effects they used for the music video were like cheap but clever, and so it was really got really famous, and people were really impressed by it. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Okay, we're gonna do his pants purple, and then we're gonna do a quick chibi Cyrus. Where did that come from? And then I have to call it a night. It's gotten a little bit late. Oop, yeah, I did a little over paint. Oh yeah, when I after I had done Scribblecraft and I had gotten some Minecraft attention, I was like, oh, I want to be an art. I want to do art. And graffiti was huge at the time. I don't know if it's still huge. I don't pay attention anymore. I just do my own thing. But like we still didn't know who Banksy was. If the painting hadn't been shredded or it had just been shredded, like there was a lot. And so I started learning stenciling and spray paint. I got pretty good at it. Oh yeah, it's really nice. I also love it. I think it's uh like I cut stencils for years. And then I cut stencils like for work, for other people, for different projects. I didn't just do it for graffiti. In fact, almost none of it I did for graffiti, but I did do some. But it was a great project, and then I started using that skill on um art, like on canvases, and I sold a bunch of canvases that way. Very fun. I do want to start getting back into, I don't make original art anymore. Um, I mean, obviously, I make original art. I don't sell my originals anymore. And I think I want to get back into that because I want this color maybe. Okay. This poppy red I put on was too red. I want to like balance it out. Um, yeah, I don't know. I illustrate on this really cheap paper that's not like really conducive for selling as an original. And then I've only recently started doing color on the actual paper. I used to do color digitally entirely. And so I really want to, okay, hang on. This is pretty good. Do we need to zoom in? Can you guys? You guys can screenshot that if you want. Whomever. I try to give people the opportunity after they request a screenshot. I'm not always good at it, but feel free to ask. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Silas. Are you out of here? We're gonna do your next. The chibi. Okay, yeah, let's do that. We'll do you. Okay, now we're gonna need lilac for hair, red for the eyes. Okay. I'm gonna do three-headed, I think. Three heads tall. Is that right? No, it'll be a little bit taller, but we'll start this way. Actually, I'm going to do the body first. Usually I do the head first, but I don't know. I was going to have you waving, but I think it'll be better. Make what teeny tiny? The body? That's what I was thinking. Like, we'll fit it entirely into a stuffy. So, because I draw Stella and Steffi characters every day, a lot of my a lot of my process I think about in regards to Stella and Steffi. So, like, for instance, this start with the three, like the snowman with the three equal circles on top of each other, I think of that as a Steffi because when I draw Steffi, that's my starting position. And then there's other ones. I do a Stella, which is one circle here and one circle here, and then you connect them like this, and then these are the arms, and then these are the legs. And then you do a Steffi is circle, circle, circle. It's a little messy. And then these are the arms. You connect the body like this. And these are the legs. And then the top's the head still. And so this was a Steffi, but with regular arms and legs, which is very different, but it works. Oddfud said tiny body, so that means giant head. It's a little different than a chibi, a classic chibi, but I think it's good. I think it'll work. Oh yeah, for sure. You totally should. Whoop. Now I'm just humming. I don't want to hum. I I don't want to hum too much because I don't want YouTube to get sad at me about my copyright or whatever. Okay. This looked like a really creepy like Joker smile, but it's just the top of the shirt that the tall head is blocking that I didn't erase yet. Okay, long nose. I really want to do yeah, I love humming. Wait, what are you looking at, Oddfud? I'm looking at profile picture. Are you looking at something else that I don't know about? I really would like to do it's like a thing, you draw it and people come up and they pay you $5 or whatever and you draw a big thing and then you kind of make fun of them and then you give it to them and then they're like, oh my god, it's so funny, ha. And they have giant heads. Caricatures. I really want to do caricatures. But I don't know if I have it in me. Like, I don't know if I have I definitely don't have the practice. Let's say that. I definitely do not yet have the practice to do caricatures. So maybe I should go to the park and be like, free caricatures. Yeah, that's right, right? That would be okay. We can't see the mouth. So I'm going to give classic vampire mouth. Tiny little teeth. Okay. What? That's a crazy thing. Dogs using spells on grandmas after they open doors. After the grandmas open doors? I should let me lighten this whole thing up. That is weird. I follow a guy who talks about AI videos. Like that's his whole thing. Is he talks about AI video trends and like all the stuff that's going on. This happened to me. I got tricked by an AI video for a little while anyway, and it was like somebody was making, well, it wasn't a real person, but the video made it look like somebody was making like journals and purses out of books. And then there was something, oh, they both have, I'm feeling flabbergasted. That's a strange, that is so strange. Okay, I'm almost done. We're just finishing up Silas the vampire, and then that'll be all the requests for today. Somebody outside just went, ha 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 ha. It's so dumb. That's kind of how I laugh though, so I shouldn't throw stones. No, I laugh like, ha. That I genuinely laugh like that. It's so dumb. I don't know why it started. One weird thing about not having the car being in the shop, is I don't have to move it. So when we have the car, we have to move the car all the time because that's how parking works. But now that we don't have the car, we don't have to move the car all the time. But we don't have a car. So it's not really a good trade. Also, all of our stuff that we use to make money is in the car. So that's not great either. I don't know where my silver pencil is. A bunch of my pencils are missing. Silver, pink. That's it. But like those are both really important. I was gonna give you skinny jeans, but I didn't. So you're welcome. Oh yeah, the hair needs silver. You're probably right. Because I used to use silver for gray. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Oh yeah, probably have silver crayons. They fell on the floor earlier today, so I know exactly where they are. Now I gotta draw your hands for a second. But I'm gonna do chibi hands, so it's just gonna be like that's pretty good. Thumb, hand. That's pretty good. Okay. I know I'm like running away from. Where's the. Okay. This is the whitest skin I have, besides white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and then a little white. Because you're a vampire. Vampires are pale AF. I forgot your shoes, so oh well. Oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty. I finished my water. I forgot to give you pupils. I love drawing chibis. That's what I'll do. I won't do caricatures. I'll be like, I'll draw you as chibi, and then just draw a bunch of chibis. That'll work. I'll definitely be popular then. In the park. Be like, hey kid, let me draw you as a chibi. Where's your mom? I'll draw her as a chibi. Go get your brother. He's a chibi too now. Sir. Yeah. That'll be $5. All right. I think it's pretty good. Let me see if a blender will help this at all. Whoa, that wasn't a blender. That would have been crazy. I'm getting a little punchy. Oh, punch. All right. Thank you so much. This is very fun. Nice to meet everybody new. Thank you for coming again, everybody old. You know, not old. Yeah, let me make sure you get a screenshot. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Thank you, Unknown Planet. It was really good. Okay, awesome. I think, like, this was really good, but I think my favorite is going to be, well, okay. I have two. I really liked Shocked Lady. Like, there's just something about how dumb it is. And I really love it. And then, not balloon face, but this, like, is it Forbes drawing is great. The OC. This is also really fun. I mean, I like the character. It's simple, really good design. It was great. Thank you, everybody. I will. What's today? I should see you tomorrow. Well, we'll see. If the car is fixed, I have to go to a wedding. But if not, I will be streaming tomorrow. Bye. Thank you.